So let's take a look at how you can use ArangoDB Cloud to use the notebook feature, right? So if you sign up to ArangoDB, you can click on free trial, and here you see you have 14 days of account access for free, where you can deploy one ArangoDB instance. And for that you will have to first sign up, right? For example, you will have to give your email address and password, then continue, which should allow you to get into the dashboard, right? So as you can see, I have this dashboard here where I have created deployment with specific GCP feature, right? So as you can see, the GCP deployment here in region Iowa, USA. Now here I have this particular dashboard endpoint and root password, so I can just copy this and I don't have to even see it, just copy option is there. Now here you see the dashboard is where we work with database. However, if you want to work with code, let's say Python or R, while using ArangoDB, then you can use notebook feature, right? So here within dashboard you can see this tab notebooks, right? So if you check this out, you will find that the current status for notebooks is empty because I don't have any notebooks. If you are on trial account, then you will have 3 notebook access. So if you want more, you will have to upgrade or pay per hour for that, right? Next thing is check the create notebook button, click on it, and here you will have to give it a name. So let's say if I give it a name something like demo notebook, or if you say Arango notebook, right? Sample notebook for testing out notebook feature, right? Here you can see the configuration is with this size of 10 GB, right? So this is what we get for basic option. So if you are on paid plan, you would be able to extend this if you want. Now if we save this, it will show you the status, whether it started or not, and once started you will be able to open this notebook in another tab, right? Here you see the phase part is going to show you the current status, whether it is initiated or not, right? Also the created column will show you how long this notebook is in use. So just created so few seconds ago. There is going to be endpoint option for you to access, so I will show you that. The memory is not being used because it is not even created yet. Once we create the notebook, it will start to show you the memory. CPU and disk use will be shown there as well. At the end of this use, what I will do is I will either edit or delete it, right? And this pause option is when you don't want the notebook keep running on the server. And there is edit option, so we'll take a look at edit option later, right? So for now let's check the endpoint in another tab. Right click, open link in new tab, right? And here you can see this is a Jupyter notebook. It will require the password, same password that we have within this area, where I can just copy this, then go back, and within this particular area I can paste the password and click on login. So basically this Jupyter notebook is something that you use for creating your Python code and execute within that same notebook, right? So most of you who are into data science or work with data analytics, use Jupyter for both R and Python, right? So we'll log in to view that particular Jupyter instance, right? So once loaded, it will show you the dashboard like this. So this won't be any different from what we can do within our own computer, right? You can install Jupyter along with Python and R or any other kernel and get to use it. So on left hand side you will have the option to browse through your directory where you are going to store the file, right? Then some of the options like running terminals, settings, extensions, right, and table of contents, etc. Now here you have option for terminal as well. So if you click on it, it will immediately show you the terminal where you can run your code. So you can check something like C Python -- version, and you see the current version of Python, right? And then we can also make exit and we will be returned back here. Then there are options like opening text file, markdown file, Python file, and there are help options as well. If you want to access Python specific console, you can click on this. This will load the Python instance and it will show you right here. Okay, and you can also try some of the commands like C Python version, though we already have version here, so no need to go through over, right? So this was just to show you the notebook features. So finally the notebook actually for Python 3, right? So we click on that and it will open the notebook, right? So in case of ArangoDB, you want to use PyArango as driver, so you will use pip install PyArango, right? And if we run this, it should show you that the requirement is already satisfied. So we managed to install the PyArango already while this Jupyter notebook is going on, right? So everything related to Python and ArangoDB dependency is satisfied with that, and it will show you that part, right? Now you can write the code and connect with your database at this particular endpoint. As you can see, this is the endpoint and this is the port, right? So you can write the code, access that data and work with or manipulate that data, right? So this notebook is used just for that, right? And if you want to exit out of this, simply click on close, right? If you want to save your code, you can simply click on save and create a checkpoint. So that checkpoint will be accessible from here, right? So you managed to create a notebook in ArangoDB cloud with that notebook feature. So we close this and we can discard this, right? And now we can also shut down, right, so that it won't be consuming any form of resources on our cloud end, right? And as you can see, the endpoint is not accessible because we shut down from that end. So phase initializing will be also be stopped later. So memory usage, CPU usage won't be there once you stop using it. So whenever you are working with cloud, one thing to note that whatever resources you create, make sure to stop it, otherwise the cloud company will be charging you for the number of minutes that you use or hours. So always close the resources that you are using once it is out of use, right? So we'll take a look at some of the options for notebook, like editing. So you can edit what you have written about this notebook here, right? Then there is also pause notebook option. So we will be stopping this, like I said previously. Let's pause this first, right? Now that it is paused, it won't be consuming any resources, right? And it is already shut down from the notebook side as well. So hibernation at this particular checkpoint and shut down from that end. Now let's see, I totally want to scrap this particular notebook. So in that case, I will have to use delete notebook option. So I will just click on it. Here it will remind you that once deleted, notebook cannot be retrieved. So say yes, and there you go. The notebook will be deleted from your tab. So once we come back again here, you will notice this message will appear, no notebooks created. Please create, but please use the create button to create the notebook, right? So we are pretty much done with the notebook feature of ArangoGraph.